Hi everyone, welcome to Morning Coffee Break. I hope everybody's doing good today. Today is Tuesday, February 16th. Currently it's 30 degrees. Go figure this, the high today is 29. So we're already over the high. Zero precipitation. It looked like it was just a barely little few flakes a while ago, but it's not doing anything. Humidity is 86%. Wind today is at 0 mile per hour. Air quality is 18. That's pretty good. That's about the lowest I've seen it, and I don't know when. But anyway, hope everybody's doing good, like I said. Hope it's not too bad where you're at. Today I'll be doing the preview of the review. I'll be showing you the things that Logan will be trying tomorrow on Logan's Awesome Snack Reviews and going over the nutrition facts. Should be a great show. Today's thumbnail, last night I fixed some great cheeseburgers. They were really good. And we had some fries with French fry seasoning on them. That stuff's good too. I got it at Dollar Tree, the French fry seasoning. Just don't put way too much on it or you'll be kind of salty. I just sprinkle a little bit on it. Today, I need 13 more questions to do an Ask My Tablet. So everybody get some questions in there so we can do that again. I don't really have any specific plans, today, but I might do a chatting with my tablet if I don't do anything else. And today's question is, let me see how I got it worded. What's the weather like where you are? I know a lot of different places are experiencing some severe weather or different weather than they normally would have, like in Texas and Louisiana. Both are way colder than it is here. And Joe's daughter lives in Texas, and so does Diane Parker. And I know Joe's daughter's power's been out. I don't know how many, several days already. And it's super cold. I think Joe said it got down to 7 degrees, which they're not used to at all, And where Joe is, there had some sleet and some snow, but it wasn't the freezing rain. The freezing rain would have definitely caused power outages. So far he's hanging in there, and naturally he's concerned about his daughter. So everybody pray for her. And anyway, oh gosh, hope if you haven't checked it out yet, I did a Dollar Tree haul yesterday. Definitely check it out. It was a good haul. And I did a Easter walkthrough. And also I did a jib jab with Donna from Donna Unboxes. So check that out and check out Donna's channel. Also, you'll find the link to her channel in the description of that jib jab. I need to, let me write it down. I need to start working on some more. Oh, I've got some jokes for Kitty's Corner. That's right. Jump Off A sent me some jokes. So I'll be able to do a Kitty's Corner any day now. Any day. And I've got, I know of at least two more guest hosts for it. Everybody's liking that. And it's a funny show too, and it's just neat to see your pet telling the jokes. And the other day we had Mr. Brown. Mr. Brown is a girl, but it's a chicken. And it's from Nana Grace. It's Nana Grace's chicken. And check out Nana Grace's channel also. But her chicken did the chicken jokes the other day. So it was hilarious. So definitely check that out. So I like that one. They're all funny though, but I just especially like that one. So anyway, that brings me to, I guess I'll go ahead and do story time now. I didn't really have a whole lot on my plate this morning to do during morning coffee break. I showed pictures several days and done stories, but I didn't really plan anything. I stayed so busy yesterday and everything. I went out there and I didn't clean I need to clean the bird feeders, but I noticed there's more birds out there, and right now I see a big old, I guess that's a starling. It's pretty big though. It might be something else, but it's black. It's not a crow out there, but there's been a lot of cardinals, which I haven't been seeing for a while. This must be coming back in the area. So they're out there, and I went out there and put a new block of suet, and I took a little bit of bird food, because with it raining, it'll ruin it. I mean, it'll like ferment and stuff. It just smells, when it gets wet. So I didn't fill them up, and I didn't clean them yet, but I put some extra sunflower seeds into some seed and just put it out there on the outside of the little lip thing. It's like a bowl almost on the bottom of that one. And I put some in it and some on the other, and I put a lot on the ground for them, because I am noticing more birds out there, and I love to take care of the birds. They need food, especially in the winter. And also, Joy sent me a thing that shows different things you could feed birds. It said in the winter, but I guess anytime if you wanted to. Oats was one of them, oatmeal, oats, cereal, it said, of course, bread. What all was it? I can't remember everything, but there was a whole list of just things you'll probably find around your house that you can feed them. I wish I could remember everything. One was, cat food. Dry cat food, but it said to moisten it. I guess it's too hard for them to, peck at it. And dog food, I think, was one. And cat food, either one. And I can't remember all. It was quite a few things though that I was surprised at. Like if I was to run out of seed or something, or if I just wanted to give them something different, I could give them some of those items. I think it would be a good thing too, and it also would be easier because bird seed isn't cheap, especially if you get some decent bird seed. And of course, I can't always afford the best bird seed, but what I do is I try to. When you get cheaper bird seed, more than likely it won't have many sunflower seeds in it at all. But they love sunflower seeds, so I bought like a little bag of just sunflower seeds, and I'll add to it. I'll add some sunflower seeds to it. But the one I got from Ollie's, it was cheap. It was like $4.99 for 20 pounds, which is really cheap. It's either $4.99 or $5.99. It might have been $5.99, but that's really cheap. But what they do, they almost like a filler, they have crushed up corn, and they're not super crazy about that. And it has some kind of little round red seeds in it, and they're not super crazy about that either. But so today's story time is, going along with this weather. It made me think about, like I've said, I've lived in all kinds of different places, different states, and different places inside of the different states. We moved inside the same state, to different cities. So we might live in 3 different places in one state and then move to another state, because my dad worked for the Veterans Administration when he was alive, and until he retired, of course. And he would move us all over the place. I didn't like it, but I had no choice, me and my sister, of course, after my brother was born. And but he would get promotions, and stuff. That's how he was successful in the VA. He got up to a GS-13, which is 2 away from the top, you know. So he did real well. But we lived in Erie, Pennsylvania, and that was probably close to the worst weather. I'd say that was the worst place for weather that there was. Of course, we lived in Michigan. We lived in Taylor, Michigan, and it was pretty bad there at times too. And Lombard, Illinois could be that way too. I've been talking to some people in Illinois, and they've been having some bad weather too. But Erie, we lived, you know, close to Lake Erie, so we would get what they would call lake effect snow. In other words, if it would snow 5 inches somewhere, but if you lived near the lake, you might get 20, you know, where other people were getting a lot less. But we lived in I want to say it was probably a condo. It wasn't an apartment because it was too big, and it had a downstairs and an upstairs. I would imagine it was a condo, you know, and Dad was probably just, you know, leasing it or whatever you want to call it. I don't know if he may have bought it. I don't know. But, you know, we would move so much, I don't see any sense from why he would have bought it. But anyway, so it would get really bad. And you hear the stories about I walked to school in 3 foot of snow and stuff like that. Well, we actually did. So there goes a coffee pot. We actually did. I mean, what would happen is like it had like a little back porch on it that was, you know, covered, and it would snow so much, and you would get drifts also. If it snowed, you know, 2 foot, you might have drifts up to 5, 6 foot from it blowing around. So it would get so bad that you couldn't get out the front door. And Dad was big on everything had to be shoveled. I mean, it was awful. I mean, you know, I'm trying to think. I was probably about 10 years old or something like that. And Dad had back problems and stuff like that, so he wouldn't shovel. It was up to me and my sister. And Vicky is a couple years older than me. And but we couldn't get out the front door, and Dad didn't like that at all. So we would have to go out the back door because, you know, it was covered over, like, you know, like a porch, like I said, in a way. And so we'd go out the back door and then go around the front, and then there was a sidewalk to the road from the door to the road. Well, we would have to shovel that whole sidewalk, and it would be, like I said, at least probably 3 foot. I mean, shovel that so we could get out the front door, and so the mailman could deliver the mail and stuff like that. And but I remember doing that, and I remember we would have jumpsuits, I guess snowsuits, that we would put on over our clothes, and of course toboggans, gloves, shoes. We would have like I guess you would kind of, there were boots that would go over our shoes that you put on so they don't get wet, your feet don't get wet. I mean, we really, you talk about bundling up. I mean, I looked like the Michelin Man or something. I'd be like, I couldn't even, I mean, everything was so bundled up, it was like I could hardly even walk right or anything. But we'd do that, and we would actually, like I said, walk to school. Most of the area was super flat. I think where we lived was kind of on a hill, though. But most of the area, the roads and everything, it was a flat area. It wasn't any really mountains or like it is around here, hills and up and down and all this and that. It was more flat, so they could, you know, scrape the roads. The trucks could scrape the roads real easy. Of course, they would, when they pushed it off to the side, it would be at least 6 foot tall banks on each side of the road. But we actually did walk to school and walked home. And it would take quite a while. But like at school, they would have what you call like a cloakroom, because everybody had to wear clothes like that. If their parents dropped them off, they would still be pretty bundled up. They might not be in a snowsuit. But then, we would be able to take all our outer garments off and hang them up and stuff and let them dry out if they were a little wet. And then before we go home, we'd go in there and put everything back on. My sister was in another grade, but they did the same thing. She was in the same school. And so we would do all that. But I don't miss that one bit, y'all. I love Lake Erie and everything like that, but boy, it could bring some weather on you in a heartbeat. So I hope y'all aren't having that kind of snow, right now. But I know in Ohio, we've got several people, Joy Tucker, Diane Clark, Sassy T, Teresa, and her husband, and live up there, and there's several more. And my daughter and her husband live there, and Jackie and her husband are having a rough time. They got so much snow and stuff, and it took Will, her husband, 2 hours to get home from work a few days ago. And I don't know if it's got any better yet for him being able to get back and forth, or if they're even working right now, because it's a mess. Jackie works from her home. Her business that she works for, they're doing it at home right now. But they're not able to get out very well or do anything right now. So been thinking about them and everybody else. At Crystal from Pink Fairy lives there, and like I said, there's quite a few people that live up that way that are having a real rough time. So let's remember everyone in prayer that's having weather like this. And it's not just up north, like I said. You're talking about Louisiana with Joe, and Texas. Diane Parker and Joe's daughter live there, and there's a few others that live there also that are experiencing weather they've never seen before. Basically, they usually have a very mild winter. So I just thought, I've been thinking about everybody and all their weather problems and stuff, and listening to things and wrecks, pile-ups, and stuff like that. Once you get a tractor trailer or two jackknife and people are moving along, they just ram into each other. And if you're in that traffic like that, you can't do much about it. No matter how safe you try to be, if all the vehicles around you are sliding around, they're gonna hit other people and stuff. So there's been a lot of that going on. As you can see in the social media, you can see all kinds of stuff that's being shown. But that's my story today. It's not quite as long of a story. I didn't get hurt or anything, but I thought it was relevant to what's going on right now with everybody's weather and everything. So I thought I would just tell that this morning. And we didn't have any problem making snowmen, though. We had plenty of snow to make snowmen up there, which we did. And I also made, we'd have snowball fights and stuff, of course. And there was actually kids that would put rocks inside of the snowballs. There were several got hurt like that. Why would you do that? I don't know, But and some of them, and like if I would make what we do is I would make like either a wall to get behind, and I made like igloos and stuff like that. Learned how to do that, but I would make a wall, and get behind it and make all my snowballs ahead of time and put them in there like you'd see cannonballs stacked up in like a pyramid. And overnight, if you left them overnight, they would freeze. So they would be kind of hard. But I didn't ever put rocks in them. But there was lots of us got hurt from having snowball fights. But that's the worst I did, was let mine freeze some, my snowballs. But I never would put rocks in them. I thought that was crazy, because somebody could get hurt bad. And I told that one about me getting hit by a rock that one time, but that wasn't with a snowball. You know, in the back of my head, that piece of slate that stuck in the back of my head. So, but yeah, we would still play outside, and also would make snow cream. Of course, Mom would make us snow cream. That stuff's great. It tastes like homemade ice cream, kind of, you know. But remember doing all that and just playing out in it. Of course, we had sleds, what do you call them? The big, long one's not a toboggan or something like that. I can't remember the name now, but it was a real long sled everybody would get on and stuff. And we would, but the problem up there was it wasn't real hilly, like I said. Some of the places I lived in, we had some fantastic places to sled. And actually out here, not in our backyard, but there is a place you could sled back there. And if I was a kid, I'd be back there whenever there's snow, right, sled. But there's up towards the church that's up here, there's an awesome place. Man, if I was a kid, I would be all over that. And at the high school and the junior high over here, there's a couple really cool places too that they have been sledding. But up here, I think it's a little more grown up. It's not as good because it's not bushes, but weeds that have grown and stuff, just kind of a little rougher. And at the school, of course they mow it, in the summer, so there's not a bunch of overgrown stuff, so it's better to sled up there. But yeah, that's today's story, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it, and let me know in the question, like I said, what is your weather like where you are? Let us know what you're experiencing, and if you're used to milder weather, and what kind of problems it's causing. So anyway, thanks everybody for watching. That's today's morning coffee break. Please press that like button. That means a lot to me. Subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that so you get all my videos as soon as they come out. And everybody, I hope you have a great day. And like I said, I know for a fact I'll be doing the preview of the review. So look forward to that later on, everybody. And I'll be seeing you then. God bless.